YouTube and welcome back to my channel where today we are doing a wine and whips, which to be honest isn't actually wine and whips, it's tea and whips, because it's early in the morning, it's before midday. I try not to drink before midday unless I've been up all night, and then it kind of works. And this was the first thing that I was doing for the day, and I want to get that done. It's been like nearly 2 months, maybe 3, I think, actually, since I last did one of these. Mostly because I spent all of my time getting ahead on the videos that I've done. So this is actually coming out 3 weeks after it's been recorded. So yeah, I've done quite a bit of stuff, as you can probably guess. A lot of it is actually just starting projects and never finishing them, which is what I was trying to get sorted last year. 2018 was the year of finishing projects, 2019 is the year of starting projects and never finishing them. So 2020 is when we'll finish them. Well, actually, that's a lie. I'll show you my first thing that I did, because I actually finished this. So as I've mentioned before, my aim is to recycle, upcycle, all that kind of stuff. Low-key. And this is an old shoebox. As you can probably tell, I've decorated it and coloured it with all sorts of nice papers that represent sewing. So twofold, it's been really good because this is all the papers that I bought when in a bag, like a surprise bag, when I started my card making many years ago, and I've never got round to using this stuff because it's all sewing based, and a lot of the stuff I do isn't sewing based, so I'm really happy that I used this. You look at me adoringly. So with the fact that it's sewing and duct tape, can you tell what it is? Okay, it's a sewing kit. So I have some foam board that I've used to make the stands, a little used envelope for pocket for larger needles, and when I say larger needles, I do mean like that is one of the needles. It's a darning needle, I believe, that one, but I tend to use it for bookbinding because I can poke a hole through all of my pages with this needle without needing to use an awl, so it's really useful. And then I've got a zip, and I've got a cat digging claws in. I made a little like chest of drawers bit to put my buttons. I've done a lot of stuff with that. It was a load of recycling of papers and items and stuff like that, because my old sewing box was plastic. It was a gift, and it just shattered to pieces, which is really annoying because I'd had it for 12 years. Okay, so next project is one that has been on my Instagram, and I haven't actually got round to even finishing putting a first coat on it. Oh, sorry, that's my antivirus. So, this is a steampunk book cover. So I've got a hole up here where our charms are going to hang. It's black for the moment, but it won't stay that way. I don't know if you can quite see. But there is actually cogs and stuff that so this is another kind of upcycle project because I finished a sketchbook. So this is a sketchbook chipboard, an A3 piece of paper, and loads of scrap papers from what I'm going to show you, the insides of this, and the tiny little bits that I cut out a load of the little cogs for. I've reinforced all of these edges with duct tape again because I have loads of duct tape and I don't know why, so I thought I needed to get around to using that. And yeah, and once this is all been painted, a couple more layers, I'm then gonna obviously this is gonna end up actually being black, and then I'm gonna go over it with gold, because typically steampunk is golds and coppers and browns and not silver, but that's what it looks like for the moment. This is a junk journal. It's actually a gift for someone. And the internals of the junk journal have been completed. So, this is the first signature, the start of it, and that's the back. And there's tea-dyed pages in here, which I'm really proud of. There's loads of stamping. I'm going to do a full view, walkthrough of it. but I got to use up some of my paper clips. I have loads of paper clips for doing when I do models and I pin them. So I have finally got around to using some of those to actually, there's charms. So I've finally used up some of my jewellery findings. This is the second signature, and again, it's got a nice little dangly bit. So that's the start of the second signature, and that's the back of the second signature, and there's all sorts of bits and pieces in there. So that's another project that I've started. I need to finish, and I'm doing junk journals. Most of this stuff, so all of this stuff, other than the stuff I've printed for it, is actually leftovers from when I've been making other cards and projects, and so I've used leftover pieces of paper to cut out, and even that bit there, that's a leftover piece of paper that I ran through my printer. So I've been trying to use up scraps before I buy more. Just trying to see if I can find anything else. The corners of some of the pages have like these bits here that are just leftover scraps of paper that I didn't want to, like lace that I didn't want to use. Yeah, so it's a proper junk journal, and it's all my scraps from crafting that I'm using. Okay. Now I do need to get my phone out for this one because I can't remember where I am roughly on this one. The third big project, let's say, that I've done is this. There'll be someone on the screen with me. This dress of mine. Which is going to be Jade from Mortal Kombat. Now I actually have the game, I can do a lot more. I have a lot more to fix on the costume, but the plan is, like, I need to redo the laces on the top. And now that I know, Mortal Kombat does not understand how armor attaches for women in any way, shape, or form, and that has pissed me off something chronic. But I've also found out that I shouldn't have done the hood that I did attached to the dress, but it's now attached to the dress, so I can fucking deal with it. The front of the dress needs to be lined with dark green going down the front. The entire back of the dress from the waist down needs to be redone, but I have a way of connecting that because at the back of the dress she has a corset panel which I am going to actually make and then connect the new back to that corset, and then when I stitch it on it'll all look like one piece because basically it's petals on the back, and I only did one long petal originally because I couldn't see on the references I had at the time, but there's actually one big one and two tiny small ones, so I need to do that. I need to do her gloves, I need to do her boots, I need to do her thrown weapon and her staff. I will eventually get around to doing that, but I had run out of energy for doing that one for the moment. So that is all of the worked through pieces that I have. So I've got one completed, 2 works in progress, actually technically 3 because I have a load of models that need painting, and this room is a constant work in progress. I've done a load of cleaning out of the house this period, so the bedroom is going to be something I'm going to show off because I'm really happy I cleaned up the bathroom, but there's nothing going to be in there really that you want to see. The bedroom is my next thing, so I'm going to go through there, tidy it all out, get rid of all the stuff I don't want, and decorate it for the first time. So there's going to actually finally be pictures going up, so then I can feel happy to show you stuff in there, and there is a Loki sitting on my shoulder kind of thing. So I'm going to show you the rest of the stuff, and I will see you afterwards. Right, so we've done a lot of model painting, 3 or 4 figures, and this is the first one. However, this is the only one that I've managed to do an actual spin round for, mostly because the other 2 were recorded as videos. All 3 of them are Toxic Zombie Walkers from the expansion for the Zombicide board game, Toxic City Mall, which is the next one that I am working on. Outside of model painting, I have actually managed to get a load of drawings done. As we haven't done this for 3 months nearly, this is what happens. This is my first canvas painting since the Wolf and Blade. I wasn't too proud of it, but it was really enjoyed by a lot of people, and it did actually sell in a charity art auction for Red Nose Day, so I'm really proud of this one. So I did a short creepypasta reading of a story called Light, I believe, and I really wanted to try to do a perspective drawing piece. It did turn out too bright, but I'm still not great with watercolours as I haven't really done them before, but I'm still glad of the perspective, and this is a piece at least done, which is something that I keep telling myself I need to do, is just get art out there. That's what you need to do. As always, for the most recent gaming series that I've started doing, Murdered Soul Suspect, I had to do a chibi for the thumbnail. This one sadly got a bit smudged, and it is me. I use inverted commas there. It's actually the Lilith persona, dressed up as the detective. Rodan, that's his name. And yeah, it's not great. It's not the best. It's not the worst. It's a nice little piece, but I'm not too proud of it because of the smudging. Because my pens just decided to smudge, so I have some new ones now thanks to this drawing. And here we go. The second chibi for the second season started of Stardew Valley, obviously. I wanted to stick with the theme that I did in the first one, which was me wearing my toothless hoodie and the snooze symbol, but this time I wanted there to be something slightly different for it to be season 2. Didn't realise it, but now looking at it now, because it is season 2, air quotes, there is a bunny and a duck. Maybe if I ever get around to doing another season of this, afterwards I'll have an extra animal in there. Wouldn't that be cute? So this one actually featured in the last Wine and Whips, which is the picture of the Lady Tiamat out of the Dark Goddess series. She was the first requested of the two and is now finally finished. So a drawing that has been in 2 Wine and Whips, one after the other, and she's actually done. That's a cool new thing for us. After been having meaning to do it for a while, I have finally got this poster up for my YouTube channel, for my Facebook page, for Twitter, for Patreon, and even for my Redbubble, which I'm not ready to officially show you yet, because I want to get all my artwork up first. So, yeah, I'm quite proud of this one. Not as proud as the Patreon one because there's a nice bit in the middle, but it still looks good and it still works for what I need it to be. And the final completed drawing of this Wine and Whips and this 3 months to month period is the Lady Skylar, the second dark goddess of the series and the second requested goddess of the series. And that's all I have to say really about this one. So, I hope you have enjoyed this week's, or this Wine and Whips, which has been going for a long time. If you're interested in getting featured on Wine and Whips, why not send me a link via Twitter, Facebook, or anything like that with what you'd like to have shown, or any projects or anything that you're proud of. I love to share. I don't do these as much as I should do, but then again, I like to try and make it so that I've got a lot going on, and I have had a lot going on. I'm not going to do a vlog about it because it's been pretty crappy. Yeah. Next time, hopefully, we'll actually have wine and not tea. So, have fun, take care. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and goodbye.